newspapers, and we start with Business Day.
Okay, I'll grab a copy of the Business Day over here. So, Ramaphosa, there is no plan to sell SAA. Okay. Do you think the Minister of Finance and the President have sat down and had a cup of coffee as late? Because the Minister of Finance thinks that it should go. The President says no. President Ramaphosa has sided with Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan on the future of SAA, rejecting Finance Minister Tito Mbowene's contention that it should rather cut loose. This is just a day after Gordhan signalled that his preference was to nurse the airline back to health. Ramaphosa told Parliament on Tuesday that closing it down would destabilise other SAEs. So,
and of course it calls for discernment, not forgetting we're going into an election year. And of course, would the President come out and say, you know what, we are selling this off, given the implications of such a statement where jobs would be lost, etc., etc. Would he?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's all about context and it's all about discernment. I mean, time will tell. Next year, this time, we'll see where SAA is at.
Indeed we will. Indeed we will. All right, so that's the main story. Then, of course, there's also Group 5 misses Ghana contract deadline. There's one. An oil and gas project in Ghana, which has racked up losses of 1.3 billion, is set to heap more woes on what was once one of South Africa's iconic construction companies. And then finally, Moyane threatens to block successor. Wow. Okay, so this was crazy yesterday. Our former SARS Commissioner, Tom Moyane, threatened court action to block the president from appointing his successor. Moyane's lawyers maintain he is entitled to hold his position as SARS Commissioner until such time as he is lawfully removed through a disciplinary process or his term of office expires.
Fun and games. Moving on to the Citizen, PRASA's 57 million rand ghost fleet and the 174 new vehicles, among them Nissan NP300 Buckies, Toyota Quantum minibuses, Hyundai H1 minibuses, VW Combis and Polo Vivo sedans, all bought at the taxpayers' expense by PRASA, have been gathering dust for more than a year.
Come on.
According to sources. Why? That is the million-dollar question.
Or
and
the
then also
57 million rand question.
Yeah, the mind boggles. And on page 2, many patients unaccounted for. The pain continues for the families of 21 mental health patients still missing after the deaths of 144 others. So that story still not put to rest. And also tourism better in spite of South African Airways, with competitors' flights filling the gaps. Argument that national carrier is strategically important no longer holds water.
Okay. And then finally, just a very quick look at the Sowetan this morning. All the adverts falling out. We've spoken about this. Giggs shows finger to the nation. So there we go. Or was it his finger to the nation? I think it was his pinky to Ndlozi, which was indicative of, does size matter or not? And I'll leave it there.
The question for me is, how does he know that? Maybe he'll tell us one day.
And then, this was terrible. Barra refuses to treat ex-MEC. Former Transport MEC Kabisi Masunkutu's wife feels betrayed by a hospital where she serves as a matron. So a story there that they've got saying that he was refused treatment at Chris Hani Baragwanath. His wife yesterday told the Sowetan that her 69-year-old husband was refused physiotherapy at the facility. We're sitting here for the whole day because somebody is refusing treatment. I'm really hurting. It means this is not the first encounter. This is what they normally do to patients. So look at that. There we go.
That's absolutely it.
Unacceptable.
How many people suffer that same fate on a daily basis?
But because he's an ex-MEC, his wife is there, it makes the front page of a newspaper. But if we had to have everybody's face on the front page of the newspaper that's been refused treatment, we wouldn't have enough space on the papers. Crazy. All right. Ad break?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Take a break, then we'll have your weather. Stay tuned.